It's just a friendly. Doesn't mean anything. It's also the biggest game in the world right now. Depending on what the result is, they will be my opinions in about 7 hours from now. Is that right? Is that maths right? Yeah, no, 9 hours from now is when full time will be. Welcome back to the another video and the first match preview of the season from a dishevelled Stephen McInerney at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I've been up since 6, bleary-eyed and tired. How are you guys doing today? I've had my coffee. I've watched some Peppa Pig with my son, you know. I've had an orange, a coffee and Peppa Pig. That's my start to the day. How's your start to the day been? I'm looking forward to it, man. The City are actually back. Or is it still pre-season? Does it really matter? Or is it the biggest game? I don't know. I just don't know. What I do know is I'm looking forward to watching Manchester City play football later. I will be doing a watch-along later on. You'll find the links over on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. I can't wait. So hopefully you can join that. I think it might be on YouTube as it stands right now. So it'll be around half an hour or quarter to before the game. As you can tell, oh God, I look scruffy, don't I? This is a tired boy. But please do me a massive favour anyway. And please give the video a like. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I hope you've been enjoying all the content recently. I've been doing loads. I'm enjoying it, actually. I feel a little bit refreshed at the moment. I feel like a human being again. In the last month or two, I've been enjoying making videos. And I hope you like the new thumbnails for that bar, by the way. I've been experimenting a little bit. I'm no graphic designer, but I think it looks better than it used to do anyway. But this is the Community Shield, the FA Community Shield. Of course, we are here because Manchester City won the Premier League. As Guardiola always says, it doesn't matter about losing them because you're there in the first place because you won the league. You want to win it, but ultimately it's still a glorified friendly. I don't even think like the goals from this even count towards a player's stats. It's that crazy, you know. It's not like it's an official competition, really. It's just another game ahead of the season. But it's one that I would argue has been getting more and more important over the years. Not important because it reflects the season. More important because people want to use it as a chance to sort of knock City down a peg or two. I remember years ago when people took it a lot less seriously. And now when you see Arsenal beat us, they celebrated like they won a massive trophy. And I remember even when City beat Liverpool a few years back in the penalty shootout, it felt like City were happy to knock Liverpool back a little bit. So I'm not going to pretend it's just City. City's rivals take it seriously. The players do. Because ultimately these players are professionals and winners. You know, they won't lose any sleep if they don't win it. But when they're out on the pitch, of course they do. They absolutely want to win it. And you've got to bear in mind as well that this is going to be the first chance for a lot of our senior players to actually get some minutes on the board ahead of the Premier League season. So they're going to take this seriously. It's going to be competitive and it's going to be a really interesting game. And look, I don't expect this to be fluid, Manchester City. And there's a billion reasons, as always, why this could mean absolutely nothing if we play poorly. And look, we've not always been that great in Community Shield games, and we've still won the league anyway for the past 4 years. So it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. City are famously slow starters, but it would be nice. It is a friendly, technically, but at the same time, it's also a Manchester derby. And given that our last competitive game was a loss to Man United in the FA Cup final, hence why we're here right now, it would be nice to get a sort of revenge. It would be nice to start the season on the front foot and not give that lot across town any reason to sing or harp up and be a bit gobby, because they take any opportunity to do that, don't they, you know? So I reckon it should be a fun game. I can't wait for it. The questions I want to talk about today are the lineup, of course. We'll go through Guardiola's press conference quotes. We'll talk about Oscar Bobb. We'll talk about Savinho. We'll talk about James McAtee and people like that. I do want to get to the sponsor of this video first. This video is sponsored by Football Prizes. They've got a new competition up where you could win. You can win a signed and framed Sergio Aguero shirt. It costs £3.95 to enter. It's basically a raffle, and the competition ends on Tuesday. But imagine that on your wall, man. I wish I could have that right on my wall right there, something like that. Aguero signed and framed shirt. Yeah, wonderful stuff. It includes inbuilt TV and LED lights. I think it's got Aguero goals on a loop or something like that. And there's also other competition prizes, including, what else can you get? Where's it gone? You can see them on the side there, actually. They're on the side there. So there's, what is it there? Let me look. I think there's a Doku shirt as well, I think, isn't it? Yeah, there's a Doku shirt as well. Other instant win prizes if your number comes up out of the draw as well. So go for it. Get involved. Click the link in the description below. 18 plus to enter, of course. 15 instant win prizes. An Aguero signed in frame shirt from the man who put Manchester City in the modern era on the map, I would argue, with that 93-20 goal. Click the link in the description below, and good luck if you win. I'll be buzzing for you. I am up and at 'em early, Ben. That's cool. I always am, mate. I'm always up at 6 these days. It's pretty much just my life as a parent to a toddler. Hello to everyone in the chat, by the way, to Tyrese, to Colton, to Brian, to Dip, to Carl, to Danny, to Ben, to Justin, to Soham. You're all absolute legends for being here this early. Give the video a like. It's your job if you don't mind. It'd be massively appreciated. So let's go through Guardiola's press conference quotes, because there's an awful lot to unpack. Now, I know we're here to preview the game, but the things that I was most interested in the press conference is that Guardiola talked an awful lot about transfers. Well, I want to find the long quote. I've seen some other ones, but it's a quote about potentially signing a backup DM or a backup forward. And he sort of, first of all, he threw shade at Man United. He threw shade at Man United and Arsenal by saying they always spend big, but everyone only talks about it when Man City do it. So here we go. I'll find the particular quote. Here it is. United got a lot of injuries. They have indeed. Yeah, Ben, by the way, said it in the chat. Football prizes is legit. He said he won several prizes, including hospitality tickets for a few seasons ago. Good luck. Yeah, they are legit. They're totally legit. They're good people behind it. It's just, it's a fun little business for them. And it's a raffle. You don't win every time, but, it is legit. So get entering. But here's the quotes anyway. Guardiola said, with important players like Haaland and Rodri, we would not want to spend a lot of money on alternatives for them to play. Only played 2 out of 10 games. It's not sustainable. We have to find the balance. If we need someone, you have to buy them for the right price. So what Guardiola is talking about is something that I feel like we've learned. We can't really sign a backup. What he's saying there is we've signed people like Nunes or whatever, or Calvin Phillips, to sort of rotate with Rodri or people like that. Whereas actually we need to sign someone to start. They need to play more than 2 out of 10 games. It's not sustainable. They don't want to be here. They lose rhythm or fitness, and it just doesn't work. I've been saying for a long time, we need to sign someone who can start for this Manchester City side regularly. We need to sign someone who can basically sit alongside Rodri, and then when Rodri can't play, deputise. The man clearly is Bruno Guimaraes, someone like that. I don't know if Guardiola City will pull that trigger, but he's someone of that ilk, someone who can play alongside Rodri, but then can also play as a 6. That is what we need. It's why Gundogan was so perfect. Gundogan could play in midfield, and then when Rodri wasn't there, he could play as a 6 because he was so intelligent. That is what we need. It can't be someone who can only play as a 6, you can only play if Rodri's not playing, because it sort of just doesn't work for him. It doesn't work for Manchester City, and it doesn't work for the chemistry and the fitness and the rhythm of the team. It has to be someone who can start. So what Guardiola is saying is that we might need someone who can start for the team, and that's exciting because it means we should sign, hopefully, the real deal if we do go in. It's very obvious that they've learned the lessons for sort of signing backup players. I mean, Cebu in the chat saying, encourage City, Stephen, please encourage City to sign Eze. I have no weight, my friend. Do not worry. I am absolutely ignored on that front. But this is the crux of it, and he's not wrong. He absolutely is not wrong. We can't have alternatives. We need to have someone who can come into the team. He was asked about strikers. He said, maybe the strikers you say, it doesn't matter about Erling Haaland. I accept the backup role. I will compete with him, and I want to come to Man City. That's why we'll see the chances at the end of the transfer market. Maybe there are clubs who need to sell more than now. Maybe there are clubs who need to... coming to the market now after Julian Alvarez, people waiting for the red carpet. The club will continue to do what we believe is fair. So what Guardiola is saying there, essentially, Guardiola sort of put an ad out. Guardiola's just advertised a striker job at Manchester City. Well, Guardiola, what I'm going to say, mate, it's going to get on the camera for a second. Guardiola, do you need a man who can bag you 6 goals a season? If you let him just do nothing but stand in front of goal. He's 38 years old, who has knackered ankles and wrists, who would take $1,000 a week. I absolutely would. That'll do. Gimmy's nothing. And we'll just do nothing but stand right there and try and tap it in. I could guarantee you a goal a season. Maybe with a little bit of luck. Sign me up. Sign Stephen McInerney for your backup striker, and I will do it. This is my moment to shine. I'm ready. I'm available. I'm not fit. I'm not healthy. I probably couldn't run for more than 5 minutes solid. But sign me up anyway. Could do a damn sight better job than no one. Maybe I couldn't. Maybe they'll be better with 10 men. Either way, it looks like very clear that Guardiola is saying that they'll wait towards the end of the window and they'll look for a backup striker. And they're going to they're going to sort of, see how the market unfolds. It's very obvious to me that the plan here is see how the market unfolds, and when clubs are got PSR issues at the end of the season, try and bring someone in. And it probably is the most logical solution to this problem. And someone who wants to be involved and wants to win trophies, and wants to win trophies, and it's probably the right shout. There was more quotes. Let me find some more quotes. And someone just said he didn't mention Nico O'Reilly recently. I mean, literally, it's his first press conference since his last one, Jason. And his last one, he talked about Nico O'Reilly being a starter. And now in this press conference, he talked about, big picture of Pep's face there. He talked about O'Reilly again. He said, we have Kovacic, Lewis, O'Reilly as Roger alternatives. Stones in Akanji alongside another player. If I'm concerned, I'll speak with Cheeky and we'll see. The club decide the player to sign. It is possible we sign someone in the Rodri role, maybe. This is interesting. Guardiola is always very, very honest he tries to be honest. He always talks about transfers, and he always plays it down if he doesn't think we're going to sign someone. His tact has absolutely changed since this Alvarez deal. I've not even put up my Alvarez video yet, by the way. I've got a video for when it was confirmed. I've decided I'm just going to put it out when Man City announce it. I know Guardiola's talked about it. I know everyone's done, but it's sort of in limbo right now. I'll release that video when City officially announced on mancity.com, because until it's actually announced on mancity.com, it technically isn't done. I don't think the contracts are signed yet and all that kind of stuff, so you never know. But yeah, Guardiola has clearly mentioned Nico O'Reilly there. He's mentioned Kovacic, Lewis, and other players. But the fact that he's not ruling out a transfer, the fact that he's talked about potentially signing someone at the end of the window as a striker, look, it's very obvious to me that City right now are thinking about an alternative to Rodri. They're thinking about a backup striker, because Guardiola also said in another comment that we play an awful lot of games and Haaland can't play them all, so they'll have to see what they're going to do. But he's being realistic here. He's being realistic. And there we go. This is what he said. We said we don't have a replacement for Erling Haaland's particular skills. We have other alternatives, but we'll see until the end of the transfer market if we need a striker to back him up. He's not going to play the whole schedule, so that's why you have to think about it. It's very obvious. It's very, 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 very obvious that Guardiola is thinking about the future and about transfers. The tact has changed. He was saying we'll stay as it is unless anyone goes. And this Alvarez money, and it's big money, lads. It's big money. And then you add together all the other money from all the youth players going, and blah, 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 etc. City have got a war chest, you could call it, if they want to use it. I really enjoy these quotes. He also gave the academy lads some love. He said Sergio Gomez left, and he gave a really nice speech about Gomez, saying he didn't play as much as he deserved, but he genuinely, from the bottom heart, appreciates him. Alvarez left. He said he's left. Savinho came in. Nico O'Reilly and James McAtee too. That situation right now, we'll see if he has to add someone else. I love that he said Nico O'Reilly and James McAtee. I think they are squad members, and I think James McAtee should be a squad member. It's a big season for McAtee, this, and he absolutely should be in the squad, essentially because he deserves it. McAtee did the whole training with the first team thing for a while, did the pre-seasons, he got the odd minute here and there, and then he went away for experience in the Championship. And then he played for Sheffield United again in the Premier League, and he proved that he can play as a Premier League player. Look, he struggled a little bit with Sheffield United, but he also was involved in anything good that Sheffield United did going forward, and he learned the spirit and the iron will you need to play in the Premier League. And with his technical ability, he absolutely should be around the squad right now, because he's a proven top-flight player, So there we go. Let's see how it goes. Someone said Nico O'Reilly's taller than Ortega. He's a man, not a kid. Well, he's a kid mentally, but he's 19 years old now. So you're right, he is a man. Oh, he's a young man. He's still a baby. As a 38-year-old man, I can tell you at 19, you're still babies. You are. You may feel like a man, but you're a baby. And enjoy that for what it's worth. Enjoy that for what it's worth. So there we go. It's a really interesting press conference. Guardiola talked a lot about transfers, about players, He talked about Calvin Phillips as well, saying Calvin Phillips in central defence against United, possible. He's a central midfielder, but Calvin likes to see the game in front of him. When he's in the middle surrounded by players, he struggles a little bit. He helped us a lot in the last two games, but I should have realised before him playing in that position, I think his confidence is back. He's here with us, and we'll see what happens in the future. Oh, that's interesting, man. I don't know. I don't know if he'll stay around. I still don't suspect he will do. But I think Guardiola is choosing his words carefully there. His confidence is back. It's probably true. But it also makes him a lot more desirable, doesn't it, to other teams if Guardiola thinks he's playing well and his confidence is back. Because he did lose it, We'll see. 115 concurrent viewers. I've got to do a screenshot. Boom. Let's get to 115 likes. I'm going to have to just tweet about that as well at the same time. Guys, I feel like I need to tweet about the 115 concurrent viewers. It'd be remiss of me not to. There we go. I've got it. 1 second. Let me just crop this. You guys can see it. I'll share it with you as I do this. You guys need to see this. And give it. There we go. Let's get this. Where's the screenshot gone? There we go. I had to do that. It would be rude of me not to. Please give that a retweet. Memeing forever as a Manchester City side. So there we go. Anyway, let's get on to this actual game. I did a really good chat yesterday with my mate Jay Motti, United fan, but I think Jay's a top bloke. Jay's a honest red, a Mancunian. He cares about his club, and he cares about his club. Sorry, this is changing colour, isn't it? Behind me, that's got to stay blue, lads. Stay blue. Why is it changing colour? There we go. None of that stuff. But Jay talked a lot about where United are at right now. They've only signed a couple of young lads. They've lost a couple of players as well. So they're not in... of course he's a Man City hater, Jimmy James. He's a United fan. I'm a Man United hater. A Liverpool hater too. Don't act like we don't hate on it. So we've got to bear in mind that everyone hates us. It doesn't mean they're a bad person, you know? But Jay's a top bloke. He's just a big old die-in-the-wool red. But you meet him, sincere, honest, a really nice guy. So it's one of those fans. It's one of those things where, you know, don't hate him for hating City. It's just a game. But anyway, he said yesterday that they've only signed a couple of players. The squad's a little bit light because they've got Rasmus Højlund out. They've got the new guy, Lenny Yoro, out. They are missing Varane's gone, of course. They haven't got Amrabat back. They've got a whole bunch of players currently out. When you look at Man United's results in pre-season, it hasn't been glowing for them. It is only a pre-season, of course, but they're not in their best of form. You know, let me find their results. I Googled that. More matches. Where we go? Here we go. So there we go. They lost to Liverpool 3-0. They beat Betis, but they also lost to Arsenal. They beat Rangers and lost to Rosenborg as well. This is how they lined up against Arsenal in pre-season. They had Rasmus Højlund, who's now out, Mason Mount, Rashford, Amad Diallo, Casemiro, Collier, Mass. He's meant to be pretty decent apparently. Maguire, Yoro, Wan-Bissaka, and Onana. Against Liverpool, where has he gone? Go back. Where's it? Well, why am I getting confused here? Because I'm easily confused because I'm Stephen McInerney. I've lost it. Why can't I see the game? Am I being stupid here or is this going the wrong way? There we go. Yeah, why did it start so far up there? Here we go. Against Liverpool, this is how they lined up as well. They did have a few chances, to be fair to them. They had Wan-Bissaka, Evans, Lindelof, and a Mass with Onana in goal. Casemiro, Collier, Diallo, Mount, Rashford, and Sancho playing through the middle. So they're going to play a reasonably strongish team. I just heard a crash downstairs. You alright? Sorry, I heard a big crash of noise downstairs, so I had to shout to see if my toddler was alright with Nicola. I think it was Lego or something like that, I don't know. Everything's alright. Apologies for everyone who's shouting in the mic. That's the thing is, when you've got a toddler, you can't ignore a loud bang. You've got to check it immediately, because that could be anything. So I reckon they're going to line up with a reasonably similar side. Mount's played an awful lot. Casemiro is probably going to play. Evans, I think Lindelof's maybe not available, so I think it might be Casemiro and Evans, potentially. I don't know. That's how you can see the side. It's not going to be too different to the FA Cup final side, I don't reckon. Some players aren't available still. But we've got a lot of players missing too. Let's go to our team. Let's put a more familiar shape there. And we'll work out this team together. I reckon certain players are guaranteed to start. And it's going to be this man up top. Haaland will start. Jack will start. Guardiola was very complimentary. He said he likes what he's seen so far for Jack. Oscar Bobb is 1 billion% going to start too, because he deserves to. In goal, I think Guardiola said Ederson will play this game. He said Ederson is staying, which is great news. Given the fact that we've obviously got a few lads back, I reckon we'll see two of the first team players. Vardiol will start over here. I think we're going to see... Now, who's back in training? Ake's back, isn't he? Ake's back in training, right? So I think it'll be Ake and... Oh, is Ake not back yet? He is, isn't he? Akanji's going to play, I reckon, or Diaz. I don't know. It'll be either Ake or Kanji, and then Diaz will play, I reckon, as well. They'll need to start, and Rico Lewis is going to start. We've got no Foden, no Walker. Everyone but the English and Spanish lads are back. Yeah. I've got a feeling we're going to see Kovacic. I think O'Reilly's going to start. No, I think Bernardo. I think Bernardo Silva will probably get a start in midfield. Does he play De Bruyne and that? I feel like McAtee will get his start, you know. I feel like he will do. Cancelo starts. I mean, Cancelo won't even be on the bench, my friend Omar. I don't know why people keep getting back on the Cancelo train. That train departed on a long time ago. And look, if I'm wrong, I'll donate some money to charity. But I would be amazed if Cancelo gets any minutes. He might be on the bench as a polite thing, but he's not going to play, man. Guardiola's done with him. When Guardiola decides on a player, it's over. It's absolutely over. You know, and that's it. And it's done. I would love to see O'Reilly get a start, but I've got a feeling he's going to start probably Bernardo. I think Bernardo will start alongside, and I think McAtee actually gets the start that he deserves. I think it'll be that, and I think De Bruyne will be on the bench and so on. I think it'll be something like this, personally. I could be wrong there, man, but I feel like Bernardo will. I don't think Savinho's going to get a start. That would leave... I need to do like a sort of... that would leave, in terms of the bench, Ortega. It would leave one of Ake or Kanji. It would leave... I'm trying to think, so I'm trying to type this up at the same time. I'm going to bring this up on screen, 1 second. So, like, who would it leave in terms of the subs? Ake or Kanji. It would leave De Bruyne. It would leave Savinho. I'm calling him Savinho because he wants to be that. I don't think he's going to start Savinho. I don't think it makes any sense. It'd leave Doku as well. We would see almost certainly O'Reilly on the bench. My head's blanked, guys. Give me some names. I've literally just blanked because I'm very tired. I think the young lads like Wilson Esbrand will be there because he deserves to be there. It'll be something like this, won't it? Something along these lines. And then obviously Calvin Phillips. Phillips could start, but I don't think he will do. I think he'll use his chance to get... Cancelo ain't going to be there. And I admire the persistence. Nunez will be there, of course, as well. It's going to be something like that, isn't it? I think, the squad. I think we'll have something like that. With that'll be the bench for you there. I reckon it'll be that. No Grealish today. Why would Grealish not be involved? Oh, the FPL dude said it. Okay, well, that was in no Grealish in the starting lineup, or no Grealish full stop. Peroni should be there, actually. Grealish won't be involved today, apparently. Why would he not be? That's interesting. So the rumours are no Grealish, according to some thing. Will that mean if there was no Grealish, I would say Doku would start? I don't think Savinho will start. If it's no Grealish, it'll be Doku then. Something like that. I think Peroni got a chance to be on the bench, actually, yeah. I think, say, Peroni would be on the bench as well. I'll put him there instead of Grealish. I don't. That's a rumour based off Twitter, by the way, so it could be nonsense, but Guardiola didn't mention it. That'd be wild to see no Grealish. I don't know what it'd be, because I think Grealish has been in good form. I think his form's been good. He's been aggressive, and I do feel like this will be a bit of a return season for Grealish. I think he's been excellent. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to this game. In terms of the severity of it, look, it's a serious friendly. That's the way I'll put it. Look, ultimately, this game, it doesn't really go down in the record books or anything like that, but you want to win it. And I think eventually, when you get to Wembley and you kick off, and the big players, your De Bruyne's, your Bernardo's, your Diaz's, and all that kind of stuff, when they get on the pitch and they see Man United, they want to win. There's no two ways about it. They might not be at the best. They'll be aware that they can't give everything that they want to, but they're going to want to win. They're going to want to do it because they're born winners, and born winners cannot just switch that mentality off. I really feel that we'll hopefully see a pretty good City side today. There'll be some young lads involved, absolutely. But I'm hoping to see, if United do play that young lad en masse at left back, Oscar Bobb with the form he's in should give him an absolute nightmare. I'm hoping to see, McAtee and Bobb build on their preseason. And Rico Lewis has been in great form. And Kovacic has been in good form as well. Vardial, alongside the likes of Diaz and Akanji or Ake again, whatever, should be really good. Hopefully the returning Bernardo and Kevin De Bruyne should be good. This game, it's not the most important game in the world, but it's a good start. It's a good chance to put down an early marker and scare the Premier League a little bit. I don't think it matters if we lose, but if we win, it feels good. And it's a lot of preseason, vibes to it, of course. But you can't deny that in a game against United, back in England, at Wembley, it hits a little bit. I will not care or lose too much sleep if we lose. But at the same time, I've got a feeling we'll be up for this. I feel like we're usually pretty stagnant in Community Shield games. But I've got a feeling United aren't in the greatest place either. And United have got a lot of expectation on them, an awful lot of pressure. So I feel like City and Guardiola will come out ready for this game. I actually think preseason was good. We learned an awful lot about the young lads. It was good fun. The chemistry going forward is pretty good. Defensive is poor. I expect it to be better now we got senior players back. And I do think this is a good chance to give Savinho some minutes. He will make his debut, I'm almost certain. Savinho will come on and he'll probably get 20-odd minutes. If De Bruyne doesn't start, he'll get half an hour. We need to give these people who are on the bench half an hour or so on. Because I don't think Guardiola will even start them against Chelsea. I think he'll do the same. I think he'll play a team that's a mixture of 8-9 senior players with a couple of young lads, Bobb, McAtee, whatever. And I think he'll be looking to see how they get on at this. And if they do well, I think he'll be looking out to see how they get on against Chelsea. I would love to see O'Reilly start, but I don't see it. I think he'll be too tempted by De Bruyne or Bernardo to start in midfield, or maybe even Rico Lewis can play there as well. We will see. But we have to play the senior players at some point. If they're available, we have to give them some minutes. We can't just play the young lads. But what will the balance be? I don't know, but I am going to enjoy it. Guys, thank you for watching this match preview. My prediction will be, I think we're going to win. 3-1, I reckon I'll go for. As I said, I will be live for the watch along on this channel today. I'll be back on Tifo as of next week for the season starts. I am enjoying doing these previews right now. I hope you guys are enjoying the content as well. Please give the video a like and please subscribe if you are new here. Go watch the kit review if you haven't already. Go watch the opposition preview from yesterday. Loads of stuff coming at the moment on the channel. I will be doing a match reaction, of course, after the game, after the watch along. I've enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give the video a like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Up the Blues. Beat those red bastards. Come on, City. In a bit. Bye-bye.